Welcome to Wonderful Top 10. Let's watch Top 10 Best Turkish Romantic Series 2023.
Ben Murat.
Number 10. From Peasant to Sultana, Sultan Ahmed's great love Kosum defeats enemies and plots to dominate the Ottoman Empire for 40 years, at the cost of sacrificing her husband, family, and her own innocence. Matim y Zil Sem, Sultana Kosum, King Ahmed's great love, fights her way up from the status of a peasant slave into the royal court to become one of the most powerful women in Ottoman history. Ascending to the throne amid tragedy, Sultan Ahmed must battle uprisings in the east and manage a war with the Austrian Empire that threatened his reign. Number 9. Ask Mantik Intikam. Esra Berku Özberk is a beautiful girl who wants to marry a man who has a steady job. Her family has always struggled with financial difficulties due to her father's business failures. In order not to have financial problems throughout her life, Esra makes a reasonable choice and decides to get married to a man who has a steady job. Number 8. The Magnificent Century. The main drama of Sultan Suleiman's love life is the many palace plots. There is always a hidden agenda between the sultan's wives, harem, and eunuchs. But much of this drama is based on fact. Opens with our hero and harem's family being massacred. They are killed by the Tatars, and she is taken as a slave. Historically, the term Tatars was applied to all of the people that controlled the vast region known as Tartary. She is eventually sold to Sultan Suleiman's harem. Number 7. Ada Masali. The story is of two persons who are completely different from each other, and even don't like each other's company much, but later, they will find themselves attracted to each other. Hazarin is a beautiful, ambitious, and independent young girl who works in an architecture company in Istanbul, and she is successful in her field. And she doesn't like village life, as she thinks it to be boring and so friendly with neighbors, and she likes city life and lights. On the other hand, Poyraz is a handsome and kind-hearted young man who lives on an island with her grandmom who is in a coma, and he doesn't like city life and enjoy his village life. Number 6. You Knock on My Door, Sen El Kapimi. Due to circumstances, Serkan and Ida will have to pretend to be engaged. Comedy begins. And romance, Ida, who pins all her hopes on her education, confronts Serkan Bolat, who has cut off her international scholarship, which leaves her with a high school diploma only. Serkan offers Ida to give her scholarship back on condition that she pretends to be his fiancé for 2 months. Number 5. Sezer Vegzel. One day, a handsome and mysterious man named Sezer falls like a bombshell into a quiet and peaceful town called Korladak. The moment he steps in, he meets a beauty named Eshan. Their extraordinary meeting is followed by an irresistible attraction. But there's something they both don't know. Their dream of happiness will turn into an impossible love, with the opposition of their families that have been longtime enemies. Number 4. Kiralik Ask. A waitress named Defi Topal finds herself in a love game when she urgently needs a large sum of money to pay off her brother's debt. Defi looks after her grandmother, her young sister, and her older brother. One day, a man named Mayor Pliki kisses her abruptly outside the restaurant where Defi works to quickly rid himself of the blind date arranged by his aunt. Unknown to them, Mayor's aunt, Nariman, witnesses the kiss in shock. Nariman later approaches Defi with an offer to marry and then leave. The man she's renting her for, her husband's nephew Mayor. Nariman is ready to give 400,000 liras, but Defi only takes the money she needs to owe liras and accepts the offer to free her brother from the people he is indebted to. Number 3. Alku Farid is the orphan daughter of an army officer. As a teenager, she attends Lycée Notre Dame de Chaon in the winter and stays with one of her late mother's sisters during the summer holidays. She is given the nickname, the Wren, during her time at school for her vivacity and mind. She gets engaged to her charming cousin, Cameron, whom she leaves the night before their wedding. Upon discovering that he has been unfaithful to her, she runs away from home to become a teacher in Anatolia, although she remains desperately in love with Cameron. Number 2. Price of Passion. When Dr. Azel decides to help out someone and sees something she shouldn't have seen, she learns 2 things. 1. She accidentally helped a mafia leader. 2. He wants to kill her. That drastically changes as Ferhat, the mafia leader, finds out Azel has a brother in the police department. Not wanting to make the situation worse, Ferhat gives the doctor an ultimatum: marry him and take his last name, or die.
21. Piyade.
Number 1. Vatanam Sensin. In an occupied Turkish city, a Turkish soldier starts to work for the enemy. But he is not really on the side of the enemy. He must keep this secret at the cost of losing his family. Aziz finds herself with her 3 children and mother-in-law in a difficult fight. She raises her children while fighting the difficulties of the war period and her husband's absence, whom she loves more than anything. It's about war of greed, treason, and sacrifice.
Gelecek Cevdet, Cevdet gelecek.